back with another video. So I got two packages from Limited Run. I know what one of them are. I have some curiosities and some thoughts about how it works. Now the other one I don't know. I know the orders, but I'm not sure because I didn't check to see what it was that came in. But I do know what one of them are. So we're gonna get to opening these real quick right now. And I want to turn on my Series X and see how this whole thing like works and whatnot. How am I supposed to open this? If I just tear it. Let me see. This one's not tearing very well. Ooh. Yeah, no, this one's tearing terribly. I guess you could say that there's a pun in that. It's tearing terribly. Okay, yeah, this is the one that I was thinking of. So this is the one that I know I got in first. I got this one in like 2 weeks or so ago. Virtua Fighter 2. Now, I had thoughts on this and how this works. I have this game digitally as an Xbox 360 game that's backwards compatible. So I was curious when I saw this, when I was going to order it, is this the 360 version printed on an Xbox One disc? So, because I checked the Microsoft Store on my Series X, of course, type in Virtua Fighter 2, and nothing for this version came up, just the 360 version. So I figured, okay, they must be doing some weird situation where they're printing the 360 version on a disc. And I guess technically it is an Xbox One game. It's backwards compatible on the Xbox One consoles and Xbox Series X and S console and the like. This is limited run number 39, so let that focus. I said let that focus. Alright, we're gonna zoom it in. Yep. And then we've got AM2, AM R&D Department number 2. Probably the studio or the devs who work at Sega. They're like a specific set of developers who work on Virtua Fighter from Sega. But yes, let's crack this open. Of course, we got our seal, as always, Xbox official seal and like barcode. Boom. We're gonna tear it open and we're gonna look inside. I guarantee there's like no manual. I can feel it. It is lightweight. If there is a manual, 2 to 4 pages, if even, right? Like I'm already feeling the depression of like no manual-itis kicking in. It's like, what's the point of buying Forever Physical from Limited Run if you're not going to print a manual? I thought the point of buying from you guys, Limited Run, was that you're going to resurrect Physical in its appropriate form, right? So we're going to do our little seal tear, as I always do. And, yep, there we go. Boom. So, it's off. And we're just going to drop that. Oh, snap. Get that later. It's no big deal. Alright, now we're going to open this. So, it has single player Xbox One X. I do see, interestingly, it lists Xbox One X. So this has Xbox One X enhancements. I'm going to check the file info for the 360 version and see if it also lists One X enhancements. Likely not, but this version does have it. And it has multiplayer 1 and 2, so co-op, couch co-op. Online multiplayer 1 to 6, so I guess a 3v3 team, right? This game has only like 10 characters at least, and one of them looks like a Super Saiyan apparently. So let's crack this open and let's get into this. Okay, so no manual, like literally, there's no manual in this case at all. I know there's probably other folks who already covered this on YouTube, of course, before me, because I didn't open this during the time when I got it. I had this for like 2 or 3 weeks now. No manual. That's awesome, Limited Run. Thank you. Sega, what is wrong with you guys? Well, this is the disc, so take a look at it. It's basic. It is basic. Xbox One. Sega, Virtua Fighter 2, Microsoft, and then some like text. The second World Fighting Tournament has begun. With their polished skills and improved speed, the following 10 fighters will compete in an effort to determine the new world's #1 fighting champion. It's an old game. So what I'm gonna do is later I'm gonna stitch the footage from the Xbox One, not the Xbox One, the Xbox Series X with this installed in the disk drive to install the game, and we're gonna see how this works. But I'm not gonna be getting up and turning it on right now. I'm gonna be adding that and incorporating that into the video towards the end. Yeah, no manual. Every Xbox limited run release just seems to get worse and worse and worse. They started out amazing. They all had manuals. They were nice, thick, juicy manuals, succulent. Like you would be happy with that. But as you continue to go down the list, more and more of these Xbox games don't have manuals. And I don't know if it's the case with that with the PlayStation and the 4/5 and the Switch releases, but this is depressing. This is just unacceptable. Like, you guys want to basically take over as the monopoly at limited run for physical games to be continually produced. Y'all aren't even putting out manuals, but you're going to be the sole provider of physical in the future? Like, really? You can't even do a manual right. Alright, let's get into this next game. I have no clue what this is at all, so we're just going to get into it. Oh, okay. Okay, I know. Now, this one's an interesting whole situation. So, for the order for this game, you had three different... Oh, shit. You had three different cover arts you could select. I picked the best one. This is the Castlevania Dominus collection. Now, it does say Series X up there. So, I'm going to assume, for physical here, this does not work on Xbox One. But, if you have the game digitally, I think it will work on the Xbox One. So, for an Xbox One owner, you will never own this game physically for your Xbox One. So if for whatever reason in the future Series X and S's die because the SSDs are like encrypted to these like consoles, and if the SSD dies, the whole console basically dies, this literally becomes useless, because at least you can salvage an Xbox One and put a new hard drive in there, and it's not encrypted. And you could clone a hard drive, and hard drives live longer than SSDs when they're not in use. So if you have just a VCR Xbox One laying around for 20 years in a closet, it's going to be perfectly okay when you open it. But if you leave an SSD to sit and do nothing, after like 5-6 years, it's going to die, it's going to rot. Data rot's going to come for it. Optimized for Series X, single player, also includes Haunted Castle Revisited, and you get these three different Castlevania games up here. Dawn of Sorrow, Portrait of Ruin, and Order of Ecclesia, and then of course the Haunted Castle Revisited content, and limited run number 28. So this does have a manual in it. I can feel it. It's a little heavier. But yes, this was legit the best of the three artworks in my opinion. So I got this artwork. Like the other two was like dudes, but then this one's like a nice looking chick. So obviously, I would assume there's definitely probably some censorship going on with the chick because limited run, of course. However, or maybe even Konami censored it in some way because, of course, modern day times with wokeness. So yeah, we got this now. We're gonna crack this open. So, also with this one over here being number 39 and this being 28, that means that there's like a gap of like 11 games. I'm trying to remember if I ordered most of those in between. I think I did. Maybe short like one or two of those releases because the games didn't interest me, but ooh, this is a mean piece of plastic. Ooh. Well, this also funny how this one came after and it got ordered first. Amazing how you received 39 before you received 28. Okay, this plastic is like absolutely fighting back with me. It is not giving in. It is not knowing who its daddy is. Okay, I need to get something sharp and stab in. Good thing I have a little pin over there that I can stab it with. Okay, so again, we're just gonna come back to that later. So we're just gonna rip this plastic off. More work than it needed to be. So yeah, I didn't sniff or smell the other one when I opened it. I didn't feel like it was necessary, right? The texture for this plastic, like the clear plastic here on the front and the back, it feels like it's matte, like a matte, like if you've ever held card sleeves for like Yu-Gi-Oh or Pokemon, and the difference between like gloss and like matte, like gloss like this one feels like gloss, but this one feels like it's a matte texture. And in fact, it looks like it's matte as well, with a tiny amount of opaqueness to it, and it doesn't even reflect the light as good as the other one. It definitely is like partially matte. Okay, Konami, or whoever, we're gonna review the seal on this real quick. You gonna unblur, my guy? Whatever, it's there, who cares? So let's find out if Konami put effort into this manual. Like it's probably feeling like a 10-page manual, maybe if you're lucky, a 16-page manual. So, alright, so we have the manual here. It's like a 10-page. Okay, but yeah, there is like a manual here. If I remember, these are GBA games from the Game Boy Advance era, which is so strange because they already did an Advance collection with Game Boy Advance games, so I don't understand why these other three just didn't get included, but regardless, we got some concept art there at the end, and then some like other key art and the like for each game included. Haunted Castle Revisited looks like the original Castlevania, I think, or something there. Order of Ecclesia. Ecclesia is a nice looking babe, so she had the best art. Portrait of Ruin. And then you've got like the beginning, which is Dawn of Sorrow. If I remember correctly, the other cases had like this art and then this art or something similar, and they just didn't look very good at all. Clearly, the one with Order of Ecclesia is the best art, so it just is. Now the disc is looking pretty good though. Obviously, it's a disc, but the art's okay on it. It's pretty alright. It's less bare bones than Virtua Fighter 2. So we've got. For some reason, camera's refusing to zoom in and clean up the image right now. Yeah, Dominus Collection, Xbox Series X. It's got the moon with like a nice like pattern there that blends in, and then you've got it on this side too. You can probably see a little bit of it, like some square checkering pattern. And it's got like the orange on one side, the purple on the other, and then like the blue in the middle. So like this side's like all purple and whatnot. That's not like not black or whatever. That's like a very dark violet. So that's pretty good. So that's 2 new games for the physical collection. Obviously, my physical collection is probably never going to get nowhere near close enough in time to ever catch up to my digital. It's just what it is. My digital it's just too big, and physical does technically cost more up front. You wait a while, you get the discounts, and then you might be able to find physical games cheaper than digital, but it means you have to go look around and stuff, whereas digital, you just pop on the store, scroll, pick out some things, scoop them. It's much quicker, but yeah, you know. Okay, so I'm doing this as a double take real quick. The first recording had no audio, but it's fine. It's whatever. It was only like 6 minutes long. So I am going to go ahead and I'm going to take this Virtua Fighter 2 that I got from Limited Run, and I'm going to take the disc. I'm going to pop it into my Series X. You could also use an Xbox One as an example for demonstration. I already know, so I'm going to go over the basic talking points for this whole situation here, right? So, when you pop in a copy of Virtua Fighter 2 from Limited Run with an Xbox One disc, what you're going to end up getting is you're going to get the Xbox 360 version. So, the Limited Run Xbox One release of Virtua Fighter 2 is the Xbox 360 backwards compatible version of the game printed on the disc with the emulator and all the essential files. So when you do install it, it is going to allow you to download, or not even download, just install the backwards compatible Xbox 360 Virtua Fighter 2. So when you do it and you click it, it's going to then boot, and then it's going to hit install. So it's not going to say download, it's just only going to say install. So the whole 680 megs on the disc is the game itself and its emulator and its associated emulator features. Now on the case it did say Xbox One X enhancement. It doesn't list it in the file information. Maybe it needs to install an update, but supposedly it benefits from the Xbox One X. Or maybe they're just listing the Xbox One X because it was like the most latest revision of the Xbox One consoles. Nevertheless, regardless, we have a situation on our hands where it is a Blu-ray disc with an Xbox 360 game on it. Now, some interesting things could come up with this. Can you pop this disc into an Xbox 360, and can an Xbox 360 read it? I'm going to have to test that in an upcoming video. And also, Can this game be played offline with no internet? Normally Xbox 360 games, they absolutely require internet to be able to verify you have access to the games. Since this is on the disc, I would assume if you were to set your Xbox into offline mode or whatever, and it's also installed on my 4TB external hard drive, it's like 650 megs actually there. Apparently this might have HDR, but who can say? When you install the files, still in the file info, it doesn't say Xbox One X or anything related to Xbox One X, so it probably isn't One X enhanced. They probably just used the Xbox One X for reference because it was the latest definitive Xbox One console to have released. So yes, they did in fact print an Xbox 360 game on the disc, but it is a Blu-ray disc for Xbox One. Very interesting concept. But in a separate video, I'm going to go over, does it run on an Xbox 360 if you pop it in, and can you play it offline? Now, I don't have recording software to record HDMI footage for my Xbox 360 or my Xbox Series X with offline mode. So I'm going to have to record through like camera on my phone or whatever, or maybe even my webcam with tripod or something. Nevertheless, this is the breakdown for how Virtua Fighter 2 works. It is an Xbox 360 game released in 2025 on a Blu-ray. Yup, that happened.